So we're going to continue in this video series of developing the mind of a champion. Now, before we go ahead and get started, if you'd like to find out what your odds are of becoming a millionaire, be sure to take our performance-based personality test, because there are two personality traits that are the greatest predictors of wealth. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll probably find a link for that in the upper right-hand corner. Or if you're watching this on YouTube as well, or anywhere else around the internet, you'll find a link for that down in the resources section. Hey everyone, this is Christopher Brown here again from AlphaLifestyleAcademy.com. And so what we've been doing throughout this video series is we're developing the mind of a champion. And if you haven't seen some of our previous videos, you'll find a link for that in the upper right hand corner of this video, and that way you can go ahead and watch the entire video series, starting with video number 1, including this one. So we've been reviewing Tim Grover's book, Relentless, who's diving into the mindset of what a champion is, somebody who is relentless. And for those of you who don't know who Tim Grover is, he is the performance coach of some of the world's most legendary athletes, including Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. And no matter what it is that we want to do in life, if we want to develop Michael Jordan level talent or Michael Jordan level skill, then we have to develop the mind of a champion. So if you're going through the audiobook of Relentless at about minute 13 and 41 seconds, it says, "Don't think, ignore the pain, you'll get used to it." So as you can see here today, I'm filming today's video in the pool, and I am in Florida right now, but it is 60 degrees out here. The pool is stinking cold. If you're from Michigan, where I grew up, you might enjoy swimming during the winter time at 60 degree weather. But for if you like I was, I grew up in Michigan. I moved to California, moved to Florida, going back to California, moved to Florida again, going back to California again in a couple of weeks. But my blood has thinned out, and there's a lot of benefits of taking cold showers and swimming in ice cold pools. It develops the blood system, and there's a lot of different things that it helps you to do. But most people just focus on the pain that they're going through, and oh, it's too cold, I can't do that. In Navy SEAL training, one of the things that we've talked about before, we develop a lot of our methodologies based upon the methodologies and the mindsets of the U.S. Navy SEALs. And 80% of people who go through BUDS trainings quit. They don't fail, they just quit. And majority of them quit because they can't handle the cold, because they go into the ocean and it's freezing cold weather in there, and they don't have the mental toughness to be able to endure that pain. And so champions are willing to endure pain. Now, if you're looking at it from a business perspective, there's so many people on the internet, I just want to sit on the beach and make money while sitting on the beach, or make money from home. And that's taking the wuss's way out. The reason that these people fail, the reason that these people are not successful, because they are not willing to endure the pain in order to be successful. Becoming successful is not easy. So you're going to have to endure enormous amounts of pain, which is developing the mind of a champion. Now, on the other side of that pain is the benefits, the lovely life that you will have, and the life that most people are not willing to go through because they are not willing to endure the pain. If you've seen any of Grant Cardone's videos, he talks about that the telephone is the best sales tool ever invented. He'd rather have the telephone and be able to cold call than use Twitter or Instagram or Pinterest or YouTube or any of these social media channels. He'd rather have the telephone. And the telephone, when you look at the data, is the most effective sales tool out there in the world today. But most people are too scared to talk to somebody. They have too many fears, they have too many insecurities, and so they're not willing to face that pain, and so thus they fail. And if you look at the world's top internet marketers on the internet today, they learned their ability through sales. And so Grant Cardone was a salesperson over the telephone. Tai Lopez, a salesperson over the telephone. Gary Vee learned how to do it face-to-face in his store. Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk, for those of you who don't know. So a lot of the internet gurus that you see out there on the internet, they did it through sales first, and then they made money, and they had money that they could invest into advertising, and eventually they scaled up their business where they didn't have to talk on the telephone anymore. But again, people get stuck in their businesses because they're not willing to endure the discomforts that it's going to take for them to be successful. So get on the phone and raise some money, and then use that money to put into advertising. Even if that's not the route that you go through, raising capital. It's going to require you to talk to people, even if you have good credit, and even you're going to have to negotiate, more credit. You're going to have to negotiate getting $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, even $1 million in credit. You are going to have to negotiate that, and thus you are going to have to talk to people. But the same thing is true about anything else in life. You are going to have to endure some sort of discomfort, and on the other side of that discomfort is your reward. So again, as this book Relentless points out, ignore the pain, you'll get used to it. So once you start making these phone calls, once you start working out, yes, it's going to be painful, but you'll be so focused on your goal at the end of that the pain won't even bother you anymore. But I had a blast recording this video for you here today. If you'd like to check out the other videos within this video series of developing the mind of a champion, if you're watching this video on YouTube, you'll find the link up for that in the upper right-hand corner. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like button. That way it'll be saved into your documents, and that way you could go ahead and review this video later on in the future again. And be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you'll be notified for any future videos that we release under this subject. But take care, everyone. Have a great day, and we will see you in our next video.